So this tape job is for an elbow hyperextension. Not one that we use quite frequently, but it does occur. The nice thing about this is the same basic premises apply with this tape job to doing a UCL of the elbow or an RDCL of the elbow, depending on an injury that might occur. All you're doing is taking the same basic principles, but applying them over that ligament. So you'd want to palpate it and create your X over that, as you'll see that we create the X over the anterior cubital fossa of the elbow to make sure to help support exactly what we're trying to with this taping procedure. In this example, we're using the traditional white athletic tape, but you could use a stretch M tape premium either for the hyperextension or for treatment of either of the collateral ligaments, either 2 or 3 inch versions. So you want to make sure that you go through and cover everything and pre-wrap as much as you can with this one. You want to really protect the skin, but you also want to make sure you get low enough and high enough. And with that, that's why we go actually up above to the very top of the bicep. So when it peaks, if he were to flex his elbow, that the tape doesn't just slide down it continuously. So that is also where we're taking these strips and we're attaching them up above the bicep to where it meets with the deltoid. And then we also are using these half strips in order to make sure that if we apply a full circle, we're not cutting off circulation down to the rest of the arm when we're applying these. And using these half strips allows us to do that. So typically 2 or 3, enough to just get a good anchor there. We would also then go down, and we will do those below at the bottom attachment. And this, depending on the arm and the build of the athlete, we want to make sure we kind of get over that flexor extensor mass and kind of where that transitions into most of the tendons to help keep those in place. Go full circles here, but you have to be very careful again when you're doing that to make sure that you're not cutting off circulation, their hand isn't turning colors, and they're not complaining. So then we're going to start our X strips, and as we're applying these, you can go either proximal to distal or distal to proximal. That is up to you. You would then want to make sure again that we're going over the crease of the elbow, because that is where we're trying to protect and keep the elbow from bending. So all the time that we're doing this, there's a slight flex in the elbow in order to make sure that it is not going into full extension, hence what we're trying to prevent. These strips can go and wrap around. That's not a bad thing. It can help add to the support of it all. And with this, we'll typically either go 2 or 3 depending on the severity of the injury. I have also run one straight down the middle in order just to help give that last little bit. We'll redo our closure strips in order to anchor down those crisscross strips to help prevent the elbow for hyperextending. Again, you want to be very careful going full closure strips at the top, which is why we pull it off and then lay it down fairly gently when we close those off. With this, your taping procedure could be complete. You could put a sleeve over this, or if they're wearing a long shirt for whatever there is going on, you want to make sure to do that. Or as I'm gesturing, you can use something like a tape wrap or some other version of that in order to enclose all that in, but it will prevent that hyperextension from occurring.